part, I guess.
Most of the world remembers you from your debut on the Trifling album, King T. How did that come about?
That shit sucked for me, man. I wasn't on that song, but it was like what happened was this is another long ass story. I was living in LA and I was going back to. You want me to make this quick and everything?
We're here to.
All right, I don't know who's tuning in. I don't shit. But anyway, I went back to visit my grandmother one summer, and I'm like 20 years old or something like that. I forgot what it was, and we weren't even alcoholics, and none of it was. We was just a group called ESP. That was me and E Swift and I used to call him Kirk and everything, but his name is Born Allah Muslim. But anyway, like basically, what the hell was I just saying? I'm high as a motherfucker right now. I'm just on my own shit. That's what it's. I'm thinking of too much shit at one time.
It's Trifling now.
Okay, this what happened. All right, we was making demos and everything, and Swift was a killer beat maker. And basically, what he did was he made we had demos and shit. Me and J-Wo was knocking them out, and we was hanging around with King T. So basically, I went back to Columbus, Ohio to visit my grandmother, and I went out to this club, and it was this one dude, he was dope dealer and shit, and everybody was scared of him and all this shit, and whatever he didn't like about me, I didn't even know him, so he had no reason to and everything. But after the club, he just ran up on me, and we got into this big-ass fight and all this shit, and I ended up going to jail for this pistol because the last thing he said was he was gonna kill me. That's the last thing he said, and I wasn't there for no bullshit. But when I left that night, he went to jail for the fight we just got in, and I that was one of my W's. You know what I'm saying? That was a dub right there because I beat him up, and he was mad and all this shit and everything. I couldn't even fight that good. I don't know what happened. He must have been drunk or something. But anyway, that motherfucker, he was laid out and all this shit, and he told me he was gonna kill me. And when he said that, I asked around. I asked a couple people. I was like, hey, man, what's up with this dude Terry? He said he gonna kill me. They was looking at me like, nigga, if he say he gonna kill you, then. And so I went got a strap and shit just in case, because I was staying with my grandmother, and I was like, man, I can't have that. This is real shit. And anyway, I was driving and got caught with the gun, and the gun that was sold to me that was supposed to be squeaky clean out the box and all this bullshit was took in a home invasion that they tried to pin me on. But I just had to prove that I was in LA when the home invasion went on, but I was in jail. So I missed the debut of King T's album because he liked this song called I Got It Bad that J-Wo and him and Swift did that I didn't even get a chance to rap on. So King T took my spot, and then he took that record to Capitol Records, and they said they loved it. He said, I've got this group called the Alcoholics, my homeboys and everything. And he said, I'm gonna bring them along with me and everything. And the record label said, let's put that out as your first single. So if you notice on the video, I'm in the video, I'm the dude in the car wash suit, looking mad because I was like, I'm supposed to be on this shit. Right. But really, when I was in there, when I got out to jail and everything, because they was trying to give me a whole bunch of shit that I had to sit there until they approved I wasn't even in Columbus at the time of this shit. And it was a process. But anyway, I got my freedom, got back to the West Coast, and it just took off. That song blew up, and I had to, do my obligations with the licks and everything. So we knocked out 21 and over. Been on the road since, you know what I'm saying?
So why not sign with Capitol? What made you guys go with Loud Records?
I think because Loud was more what we was talking about, because Loud was a grimy label, and back then that's what everybody was trying to be grimy and shit. Everybody was, we was trying to represent that underground to the fullest, you know what I'm saying? So we had some deals on the table, but it just seemed like Loud Records was more up our lane because they was more, And then on top of that, they said we had a New York sound and all this shit, which I kind of agree with, but I kind of was trying to say, like, it's just different than the shit that's out. It ain't really like we say LA every other bar, you know what I'm saying? So how we sound New York and all this shit, it used to fuck me up because I used to really try to rap like I'm from LA on purpose because everybody was saying I rap like I'm from New York. And I had a lot of partners in New York, but I didn't think I rap like them, though.
Take us back to some of those sessions, 21 and over. What's your favorite memory of making that album?
You said what?
Take us back to the sessions of 21 and over. What's some of your favorite memories of making that debut album?
Man, we had a ball. We had a motherfucking. The whole thing was that we were so excited just to be in a real studio and shit that we didn't First of all, we had all the shit ready to go. Like we already had them songs on a 4-track. You know what I'm saying? So all we had to do was just lay that shit again and just start twisting knives and playing with this shit. But we turned that shit into like some shit. We was inviting people up in waves and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we had a closet in the hallway that every time somebody went to the store and bought a 40, we would take it and we would like stack it like log cabins and shit. We would stack the 40s like that. And it got to be the point where by the end of the album and shit like that, we couldn't even open the door without the shit avalanching over and shit. That's like this high, like 6 feet. And, you know, it was just a party, man. We was smoking, we was drinking, it was girls, it was this, it was that. And we had a record deal and shit. It was like, we was just like kids in a candy store, man. Like,
Did you know it?
That's about
Did
it.
you think it was gonna pop off like it did?
No, tell you the truth, no. Because the reason I say that is because we didn't like Loud. I'm gonna give Loud props and everything. Like Loud, they really started that street team shit. Shout out to my cousin Usman Sam in New York. They started that street team shit with a guerrilla shit. Like if you got a park, they put shit on every tree and they, you know, they got the vans with the sounds and they playing your shit, this and that. And at first, we weren't getting really no attention and everything. And then they started signing more people. Like Wu-Tang was like, I don't know if Wu-Tang was right after us or Mobb Deep. But once they did that, it kind of opened up that little thing. And it was like a can of worms. And then everybody that was signed, I think Exhibit came next. So that was 2 from the West Coast. And then Mobb Deep, Wu-Tang, that was 2 more from the East Coast. And then, I mean, Big Pun came through, Dead Prez, Beat Nuts, all kinds. So it started being East and West Coast. And they just, you know, they started pushing it. So at first I was scared, though. I was like, man, they ain't gonna hear us nowhere except LA, man. Watch. And I don't know. Something happened.
You came out in such a great time, 1993. Can you take us back to your favorite tour lineup and a tour memory?
We always say this, man. The best tour I mean, they all fun, like the Snoops and the this and the that and that, but I mean, as far as just the raw hip hop where you ain't have to worry about nothing and shit, I would say we went on tour. We was lucky enough to go on tour with De La Soul, Tribe Called Quest, us. It was some other groups and shit. It was so long ago. I'm trying to struggle to remember, but it was like, man, we got an opportunity to go through this one motherfucker in New York. I got hella stories in my head of that one, but I think the Tribe Called Quest, it was kind of like we was like a big ass show. We did a whole Warped Tour 3 years in a row, and it wasn't as fun because you got rock and roll motherfuckers that's into this, and you got this over here. I mean, it was great. The Warped Tours was great, but Tribe Called Quest tour was kind of like up our lane, kind of, and they was from New York. We was from the West Coast. We was on the West Coast, and we just we had a great time. The motherfuckers wouldn't even. We were so brand new. We told them we got a plug and we can go on the tour and open up for Tribe Called Quest, and they didn't want to give us no tour money. So what we did, we took our own money. We rented a Cadillac. It was 4 of us. It was Izzy, the manager, me, Swift, and J-Roll. We followed the motherfuckers' tour bus for the whole tour in a Cadillac.
Wow.
With luggage and shit stacked up to here. We in the middle trying to switch drivers and shit. We falling out the motherfuckers. It's like, man. But we had a good ass time though. We had a hell of a time, man.
How did life change for Tash after the 21 and Over album dropped?
I mean, hey, what can I say? Like the money, man, it was, because I knew how to get money in my own way before that, right? So I had this coming in, then I also had this coming in, and it just turned into just a whole bunch of buying a whole bunch of shit I don't need, and you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying, regretting it down the line, that's all. But it was just a great time, man. Hip hop was at its peak, you know what I'm saying? I trip off hip hop. I just see the question too. One man Dre up in the Bay, he asked me a question, but it popped on Dre and it popped off. He said, retext me the question, bro. Because it popped on and then it popped off. And I can't change it from here. All right, my bad. Somebody just asked me a question, that's what I was saying.
Oh,
Somebody just asked me a question.
Okay, I was trying to find it.
Nah, they text me on my phone and said it's on my
So after 21 and Over drops, you're getting ready for your sophomore album. What are you guys doing? Did Loud, was that Loud's idea, or were you guys ready to record that album in a 2-year period?
The Liquidation album, you mean?
No,
the second one?
Coast to Coast.
Oh, coast to coast one? Yeah, because we had a momentum going because the whole thing was that everybody was stuck on gangster. If you're from LA, you have to rap a certain way. You can't rap like that, man. We ain't fucking with you if you rap with that wiggity bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's what that's what certain motherfuckers was saying. And then the street motherfuckers that was fucking with us, they was looking at King T like, who is these niggas? You know what I'm saying? So we got a lot of love from just hella gangsters and all kinds of just hood motherfuckers because, you know, we could rap, we was representing the city right. We went out there, you know, bullshitting with it and everything. And, you know, it turned into a new lane because after us came a lot of, like, if you really peep our crew, Liquid Crew, I looked at it the other day, and if you really peep, you know, from the exhibits to the, you know, the King T, we really ain't had no failures. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's popping. The Far Right's popping right now. What can I say? You got Stylistic Jones with a new video yesterday that was. I'm watching this video. I did this video. I ain't no video. I'm tripping. It was on there. I got a new video coming out too. But like I was saying, I'm high as fuck again, man. What happened? you know, I'm telling you, man. Don't say nope to dope and hug the drugs, man. That is bright ass light ain't helping neither, man. I got the spotlight on me. My girl got the spotlight on me right now.
Right. In that time, you guys make the cover of Rap Pages. What was your thought? What was your thoughts when you saw that?
What is that? What is that right there? Oh yeah, yeah. That was by a famous painter too. I mean, that was Andy Warhol, I think, in the back.
Is that right?
Yeah. What was the question? I got it on speakerphone. That AC came on.
Your thoughts on receiving a front page of a national magazine?
I mean, it was coming, man. We did a lot of front pages overseas. That's why we was laughing at. We was making a killing overseas, man. Like people don't realize that. I mean, the rappers nowadays, they do and everything.
I
mean, it's kind of like the same shit. It really ain't the same.
So Source was still strong, but Rap Pages was on their head. You know, Rap Pages had the better covers, I think.
Yeah, because I remember flying to go do that cover, and I was like, damn, they really into their shit. They was like, be on time, no bullshit, da da da. I was like, okay, shit, they serious. Right. But yeah, man, I mean, little things like that, man, is you know, you holding that cover up. I probably haven't seen that cover in actually, you know what? I just saw it today because we're trying to get to. I got this shit called Smokeaholics. I'm gonna tell you about it in a second. But we think we're trying to find a retro picture to put into it because we got pre-rolls and everything. When you pull out the card with the pre-rolls and everything, we was looking for a picture. Shout out to the Smokeaholics too, man. All the Smokeaholics out there. My boy Sky, my man, you know, Casey, Jason.
You guys go on to make Liquidation in '97. How was it working with the late great Old Dirty Bastard on that album?
You can see by the way I'm just laughing. As soon as you say that, man, that dude was a lot of fun, man. That dude was a lot of fun. I think probably out of the Wu-Tang, that's probably I got more experience with ODB than everybody. You know what I'm saying? But that was just a great motherfucker, man. It was like you ain't gonna never meet. I don't give a fuck how long you live. You ain't gonna never meet another motherfucker like that, man. He just was the wild boy, man. He did whatever he wanted to, whenever he wanted to, however he wanted to, all that shit, man.
So at the beginning of your guys' career, was it ever in the plans to release solo albums?
Nah, I wasn't even, nah.
So take us back to how after Liquidation, you ended up recording Rap Life and getting a deal with the same label you were already on.
I don't know, man, because I think that, because realistically, I don't know if this was around the time that J-Ro was going back and forth to Europe, but he had officially moved over there. Because people don't realize a big gap out of the Alcoholics history. J-Ro lived overseas for 7 years, and technology wasn't that great, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't like, you know, we missed out on or nothing, but he was living his life and I was living mine. So I just a lot of people told me though, they was like, man, because a lot of people like a lot of people make